Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed our children leaders and found assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you've been pleased to call the performance of important trusts in this county and the Republic of Kenya. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, the prosperity, and welfare of our county, and of those whose interests are committed to our charge. Amen. Honorable Clerk, confirm if we have quorum.
Honorable Speaker, there is no quorum.
Sergeant at Arms, ring the bell for 10 minutes, and the whips kindly assist in whipping the members.
Honorable Speaker, there is quorum.
Order, honorable members. Order of business.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, papers.
Next order.
Order number 5, petitions.
Honorable members, I wish to acknowledge that a petition was received in the clerk's office. Upon receipt of the petition, the clerk subjected it to legal scrutiny, and the petitioners had not submitted contacts, but upon receipt, the petition was processed. Honorable members, the subject of the petition is on unfair employment of ECD teacher. The petitioners are residents of Irimis village in Kiliboni ward, Nandi County. Irimis village of Kiliboni ward, Nandi County, who do business and farming for their daily income. The petitioners draw the attention of the county assembly to the following. Number 1, that the county government employed one ECD teacher for Irimis school way back in 2016 through contract, and the contract terms of the said teacher were communicated by a letter dated 5th April 2016. that on or about September 2018, the county government identified ECD centers which required more than one teacher, and Irimis was identified as one of them. The center was placed as one, which required that during the employment process of one ECD teacher was to be employed to the center. 3, that the county policy, which is public knowledge, provided that in employment of ECD teacher, priority will be given to the teacher serving in the center or the station. That at the time of employment, one Joyce Chelagat had served in the Irimis ECD and was being paid by parents for 4.5 years or thereabouts, and the head teacher to Irimis primary school had written a letter to the county executive to that effect. That Joyce Chelagat, who had requisite qualification for the job applied to, the county government through the public service board, and her papers were received. That contrary to the law and the applicable policy, another teacher who was not teaching at the station was employed, and Joyce Chelagat, who had been serving in the station for 4.5 years, was not employed. That contrary to the laid down procedure to advertisement was made at the school, Ms. Joyce Chelagat was not informed for an interview, and we, the petitioners and the public, were shocked by the prospects. That the Constitution and the County Government Act laid down the principles of the public service, which must be held in the employment process during and not limited to transparency and public involvement. That to date, they have been highly and negatively affected by the decision of the county government to discriminate against a qualified teacher and to use corruption to lock her out. That they have made several efforts to the matter to be addressed without any success. And lastly, that the subject is not pending before any court of law, constitutional body or any other body. The petitioners pray that the county assembly, 1, investigate the matter and take necessary action against the perpetrators. 2, that they have Joyce Chelagat to be compensated and accorded an opportunity to undergo the employment process to determine her suitability for formal employment. And 3, to make any other necessary order or remedy that it may consider appropriate. Honorable members, pass 1 to Standing Order 206, which provides that every petition presented or reported pursuant to this part shall stand committed to the relevant sectoral committee. 2, whenever a petition is committed to a sectoral committee, the committee shall in not more than 60 calendar days from the time of reading the prayer, respond to the petitioner by way of a report addressed to the petitioner or petitioners laid on the table of the county assembly or no debate, and no debate on or in relation to the report shall be allowed. But the speaker may, in exceptional circumstances, allow comments or observations in relation to the petition for not more than 20 minutes. The clerk shall, within 15 days of the decision of the county assembly in writing, notify the petitioner of the decision of the county assembly on the petition. Pass 1 to Standing Order 204. I allow comments and observations or clarification in relation to the petition presented or reported for at least in 10 minutes before I commit the petition. Honorable members, you can react to that petition before we commit it. Honorable Fred.
Mheshimiwa Spika, nimeshukuru sana. Na pia Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kujua kama ni remisi ya Kiliboni ama remisi gani, sababu sijaelewa Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred, it is a remiss of Kiliboni ward.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nimesimama kwa sababu naelewa remisi ni jirani yangu. Na najua kwamba kulikuwa kuna mwalimu lakini mwalimu alifariki Mheshimiwa Spika, na alikuwa anaitwa Chengetich. Ndio nashangaa mwalimu hajawahi andikwa. Ilikuwa wakati ya kureplace kwa sababu ilikuwa wapeo mwalimu mwingine kwa sababu mwalimu alifariki. Huyo mwalimu anatoka kwa wadi yangu, lakini shule iko kwa Kilibwani, lakini kwa administration iko Kapsabet. Ndio Mheshimiwa Spika, sijui kama Mheshimiwa Sindi aliweka nafasi, lakini kulingana na mimi haikuwa na nafasi kama hiyo, kwa sababu tulikuwa tunasema tunafanya replacement na sikujua kama kuna tofauti. Pengine Mheshimiwa Sindi kama aliwekea, lakini tungependa pia wasaidiwe, kwa sababu najua mpaka sasa hawana mwalimu. Mpaka sasa vile tunasema Mheshimiwa Spika, hawana mwalimu, na pia hata kama nafasi imeisha lazima kuna ile, kwa sababu tulipotesha mwalimu pale, lazima hiyo nafasi iko, wapewe nafasi kama hiyo, kwa sababu pia nilitembea pale siku nyingine nikaona vile wanasumbuka sana, na angawa watu wamelete hiyo petition. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa Mheshimiwa wa elimu aende achunguze na sikia yale mambo. Unajua watu wanasanyika tu na kuandika, lakini lazima tuhakikishe kulingana na sheria ya ile shule ya chekechea ilikuwa ni aina gani, wanafuata nini. Pia wale walimu wote wataitwa tena wachunguzwe, wajulikane ni nani ndiye anafaa kuwa pale, kama nafasi itapatikana, kwa sababu kulingana na sheria najua nafasi ilikuwa imekuwa ngumu, lakini tutaangalia kwa ile, kwa sababu walipotesha mwalimu, wataangalia na wafuatilie, kwa sababu kuna mambo mengi. Mimi hata niko na mwalimu, shule pia iko na mwalimu, lakini wakati nilifikia pale niliona kulikuwa na maneno mingi ya kwamba wanasema huyu ndiye alikuwa, ukapata hao wawili wako. Mambo kama haya wasaidiwe, na najua kamati wa elimu wanajua ile jambo watafanya, kwa sababu hao ndio walitengeneza sheria na wanajua mambo kama haya. Asante Mheshimiwa.
Honorable Sing'oei.
Asante sana Madam Speaker, tumpatie nafasi kuchangia hii petition. Nafikiri kulingana vile kama kulikuwa kuna mwalimu pale na alifariki, na ile mshahara ambayo huyo mwalimu alifariki, nafikiri hiyo pesa iko. Sasa hiyo hakuna upingamizi. Waangaliwe tu na andike barua kutoka hiyo kwa shule na aombe mwalimu na andikiwe mwalimu ambao wenyewe wanajua ni nani pale. Nafikiri mheshimiwa yeye area wako na sisi, nafikiri ingejulishwa alafu wafuatilie mambo. Hiyo ni rahisi. Hiyo si mambo mengi, kwa sababu pesa iko. Kama ingekuwa na mwalimu ambaye anaandikwa upya ingekuwa tofauti, lakini ile nafasi iko. Sana.
Honorable members, before Honorable White can contribute, maybe I should just bring to your attention that the petition does not talk about any teacher who has died, but a teacher who was employed instead of one who had been serving. So you have copies, you can go through it as you contribute. Honorable Gideon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think what you have just said is what I wanted to address before I comment that indeed this is a very good petition, because this is an injustice to that teacher who has been serving under the parents' pay. Just when finally light was shining on her, someone made sure that light never reached her. So I think as an assembly, we have been given a task to restore that light. And as a matter of fact, I think there is if indeed this is confirmed, because it's subject to the committee that you will particularly commit this petition to. But I want to say that this assembly has had petition before. As much as you've indicated clearly that the standing orders require that a report be given within 60 days, I think we still have a long way to go. Hopefully, this report will provide a mechanism for us to make sure that even the other petitions that we have been served with, including one that we are served against the Public Service Board, which in itself, this petition indicts the same the same team, because the only body mandated to employ teachers or actually caregivers in Nandi County is none other than the County Public Service Board. It's my prayer that as we move forward, we will be given that particular report as we handle the current case that we have been given. Thank you.
Sanga?
Thank you. I think it was unfortunate that this happened in this school. And from the previous agreement, it was that what they followed is qualification. One being must be registered with the TSC, number of years that has been serving the school, and a priority was given to one that has been serving that school. So this has happened at Kilibwani, and I can confirm it to you that it also happened in my ward, in a school called Kapkembur. We had a teacher who has been serving there for several years, but unfortunately, somebody who was employed there does not even come from the Nandi Hills sub-county. She comes from outside Nandi Hills sub-county. So these things really happened, and it happened in my ward, I can confirm.
Honorable comment?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It is unfortunate that such things actually do happen. My attention is drawn into clause number 7, where it is said that academic and testimonials were received. Maybe we need to get confirmation of the same, so as to really get to know that it's actually true. Clause number 9, it's not true. I think everywhere it was actually advertised or indicated that the ECD teachers should apply. So if they missed to see the advert, then it's not, does not necessarily mean that it was not indicated. So I think maybe some confirmation needed so that this one takes
point of information, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Mengech?
My interpretation of point number 9 is that there was a list which was circulated in the website. Possibly, the interpretation here is that Irimis was missing in the list. That is what the petitioners are saying.
Honorable comment, have you?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think I'd finished my submission. Thank you.
All right.
Mtulishaji, Mheshimiwa Spika.
Honorable Fred?
Nafikiri kwa hiyo petition namba 3 imesema wazi kuna mwalimu aliyoandikwa 2016. Ulikuwa umesema ya kwamba pengine haikuwa. Na nafikiri ile petition wameandika huyo mwalimu nilikuwa nasema alifariki. Sasa walikuwa wamesema kuna replacement na baadaye Mheshimiwa Sindi hakuweka kwa sababu kulikuwa kuna replacement na mwalimu mwingine.
Thank you for that observation. Honorable Nyawanto?
Speaker, what has just been quoted in this petition is very common, and I'm happy that the Minister of Education, especially for high schools, made an effort of having an act whereby the Board of Governors are the ones who introduce the teachers. I think the best way to go in order not to suppress or frustrate the long-serving teachers who are left out, maybe after solving this issue, we should come out with an act directing that the BOM of management to interview the ECD teachers within the school so that they can know who is the right person to take the chance. But once it is still centralized, that problem will continue reoccurring. That is what I can just observe on this. Thank you, Madam.
Honorable Fred?
Ningependa kujulisha mheshimiwa ya kwamba hata mimi nilikuwa naomba mheshimiwa gavana aniandikie watu, akaniambia walimu wako na sheria yao. Mheshimiwa gavana alisema wasi walituambia tufuate hiyo sheria, na sisi tulikubali kufuata hiyo sheria, na nafikiri kuna ukora ilifanyika. Na nafikiri hata mheshimiwa gavana akijua mwenye alifanya yale mambo atafutwa kazi. Kwa sababu nilikuwa na shida kama hiyo kule Sindre. na nikaenda kueleza ya kwamba mwalimu mwingine alikuja akaandikwa hapa, baada ya kupata barua akarudi masomo. Ndio nikapeleka, akaniambia tafuta mwenye alileta maneno, na nafikiri kuna mtu amesema. Najua hii makosa kama hii, Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna makosa wale walienda kufanya uchunguzi, kwa sababu walikuwa nauliza, nilifuatilia, walikuwa nauliza wewe ulikuja siku gani hapa? Ulianza siku gani? Nafikiri sijui kuna mambo ilifanyika. Na ningependa Mheshimiwa, mtu kama hiyo lazima yeye atakula hiyo maneno. Lazima yeye ataenda nyumbani, kwa sababu kuna kama sisi hatukupata, yeye alipata kama nani? Na sisi ni Mheshimiwa tuliomba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is unfortunate such a thing happened in our county. As Honorable Mengich said, I don't know this clause number 9, but I want to believe that in every ward there were some selected schools which they were given to recruit ECT teachers. And what I have learned, Honorable Madam Speaker, is that there are those schools which were not among the list. But after the position for that teacher, and they posted directly to Remis, knowing that that school was not in the list. But also that is very, very wrong, because whoever was recruited should have been posted to where she was or he was before, but not to take a place for a teacher who was in that particular school. So this issue should be looked into properly. And in any case, the head teacher of the school was to give recommendation and list the teachers in the school according to order of first come, first last in order of the service in the same school. So there was no way that somebody else could be picked and leave the one who had been in the school earlier. So this issue should be looked into and find where the problem is. And I think whoever was in charge of this thing should be penalized, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, the petition now stands committed to the Education and Vocational Training Committee for deliberation in accordance with the standing orders. And the Chair, Education, should commit to this. Honorable Mengech.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I wish to assure members that, unlike what Honorable Gideon has said, this petition will come back. I mean, the Committee on Education will do its mandate. We shall investigate the matter. We shall invite the petitioners. We shall invite the Public Service Board, the department, and any other. So we shall be asking the public, including Honorable Sanga here, should give us information about Kapkembur ECD Center. We are going to investigate this, and our recommendations, as Honorable Ngetich said, will not be fair to those who have unfairly denied the petitioner a rightful job. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mengech. Ensure that you include the area MCA in your deliberations. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Next order.
Order number 8, motion.
Honorable Sanga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to move a motion on establishment of rapid pest control unit. However, it should be rapid pest and disease control unit, as I had moved yesterday. That aware that agriculture is a default function under Part 2 of 4th Schedule of the Constitution, further aware that the spread of transboundary disease, plant pests and diseases has increased dramatically in the recent years. Noting that globalization, trade, climate change, as well as reduced resilience in production systems due to decades of agricultural intensification, have all in production system due to decades of have all played part. Further noting that the county is ill prepared to rapidly respond to crop pests and diseases, cognizant that in the recent past, the county has been negatively hit by pests and diseases, and the county has not put in place any logistics to address crop pests and disease. Further cognizant that the county should set up structures to address crop pests and diseases before occasion create losses. This House therefore resolves that the county executive, through Department of Agriculture, sets up pest and disease control unit, which will, among other tasks, carry out crop pest surveys, provide warnings, control, response to, and other mitigation measures. Members, in order to control emerging crop pests and diseases, e.g. fall armyworm and MLND, we need to establish this unit and operationalize it by providing personnel, funds for procurement of pesticides and surveillance equipment. By doing so, it will enable us to react promptly before it causes adverse damages and losses to our farmers, which is a threat to both national and county food security. I beg, Honorable Member, comment to second.
Honorable members, I now propose that a motion on establishment of rapid pest control unit be discussed. Honorable Mengech.
Honorable Speaker, looking around, it's unfortunate that members have left before we concluded business, and unfortunately, there is a quorum hitch.
Honorable Clerk, confirm whether quorum is sufficient.
Honorable Speaker, there is no quorum.
Sergeant at Arms, ring the bell. That bell ring for 8 minutes.
Honorable Speaker, there is quorum.
Honorable members, the motion on establishment of rapid pest control unit be discussed. Honorable Mengech.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I wish to thank Honorable Dr. Sanga for being passionate about his area of professionalism. Having trained as a veterinary doctor, I believe he has a passion for this, and the economic impact of pests, Honorable Chair, is enormous. Let me give an example. FMD, whose motion I brought last year, affects our traders, our farmers, like the market in Nolduga is heavily affected. Last year, more than 6 months, our markets in Nandi County were closed. And farmers suffered a lot because the prices of livestock went down enormously. So this motion will help livestock farmers, it will help traders, like Honorable Chama here, who is not in, is a trader with livestock, it will help. The other issue which I suffered myself, Honorable Speaker, is the fall armyworm. It affected my 3-acre maize farm. Had it not been for the intervention of the county government, I would have suffered a huge loss. So I was able to get pesticide, but then, as Honorable Sanga said in his motion, the establishment of pest and disease control will help, because what we have done in the past is crisis management. Crisis management is the worst form of management, where we wait until our animals are infected by FMD, we wait until our maize is infected by fall armyworm. So this motion I support, and I know it will go a long way in helping our county. Honorable Speaker, it is now April. It's now April. Allow me to say that climate change is a reality. Even the appearance of fall armyworm is in itself a sign of climate change. We are facing a serious challenge of climate change. When I was in primary school, when schools closed in April, it was weeding time. Right now, in Olesos, where we'll be weeding, even the local common vegetable jakarta is nowhere to be seen. It is an issue that this House should address in the soonest time possible. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mayo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to support this motion. Nandi being an agricultural county, we have effects on livestock and crop husbandry. The livelihood of the Nandi citizens depend on the two, especially in trade, as Mheshimiwa said. So we want, in the earliest possible time, that we create this unit so that they can come up with solutions of evading such pests and diseases. You know, in our place, we are always on a crash program. Whenever something occurs, that is the time when you look for solutions. I think we should have a unit so that they can be researching on the same, so that in future, we have no anomalies like that one. I do support this motion.
Honorable Bombok.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I too stand also to support this motion, which has been brought at the right time. Honorable Speaker, I know this is a time even of planting, and people have been looking up to have rains, but the rains has not yet started. So the best can breed in when there is this season where there is no rains. And I know, Honorable Speaker, our honorable member has brought the motion at the right time. But what I can add, Honorable Speaker, is that there is these agricultural extension officers who are not working with us, Honorable Speaker. You know, they have been trained in that field, and now they are not contributing to any, and they are earning money. So even these as a development functions, we have to work very hard to see to it that these agricultural extension officers work with a lot of effort to see to it that farmers are assisted in the knowledge of these pests. You know, pests can cross the other countries to invade the agricultural products which are in the field. So I stand to support this motion, and honorable member, Dr. Sanga, who is an expert in that field, should also at one point call these extensional officers who are working so that they can guide farmers before the pests can attack the agricultural plantations which are there. So, Honorable Speaker, I stand to support and wish all honorable members also to contribute towards the same. Thank you.
Honorable Gideon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute to this motion. I wish to thank Honorable Sanga for largely using his profession in this particular assembly. I have seen him initiate programs in his ward that I have admired previously. In fact, I requested him to cover a little bit of my 1 or 2 locations in my ward in a program he introduced the other day in partnership with other stakeholders for deworming. This is a good move on the Posanga. I have seen the same based on that fact that he did in partnership with other stakeholders, deworming exercise. He has not continued to be selfish in doing these things in his ward alone. He has brought up this motion so that such aspects are done across the county, because in as much as he does the deworming in Chepkunyuk ward, animals do stray. They don't know the boundaries. And they can cross, some are crossing over to Giliboni, some to Nandi, some to Lesos. So if you use the delimitation of wards in doing such things, the objective will not be met. So I am happy that he has brought up this motion so that the Department of Agriculture can easily come up with a program to make sure that this is done. I have seen also the department come up with a program for vaccination across the county. This is itself is a preparatory measure towards making sure that we address the issues of pests and diseases in our medicine as far as agricultural produce is concerned. However, I think some section of the motion that includes that there is a spread of transboundary pests and disease has increased dramatically. I think sometimes such wording can scare people. So there is need to be able to be a bit keen in the choice of words, that we use. Otherwise, the issue of setting up a pest and disease control unit in the Department of Agriculture is long overdue.